All right, hello everyone. Kevin Magna back here with our small business rockstar interview series. Today we've got a great guest, great amazing story of how COVID-19 impacted his business. Brian Goodell from BibBoards. Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Better today than yesterday.
Definitely. The story is awesome. Let's get down to the details. So COVID-19 shelter in place happened. How was your business impacted?
So BibBoards is a bib fastener, recyclable, reusable, that doesn't puncture your shirt, and we supply events. So beta breakers and the running world and cycling world. So when COVID came out, all events were canceled, right? Anything that was over 10 people. So if there's no events, whether it's Boston Marathon or the Olympics, is been pushed back and or canceled. So that means there's no bibs needed, Tyvek bibs. Therefore, there's no BibBoards needed. We were doing really well. So, and then pretty much 100% of our business just stopped. So we were kind of scrambling, trying to figure out, because we're a startup, this is a new concept, and we have a small team of 5 people here. So pretty much everybody had been cut back hours. I mean, kept a couple on here for part-time, but yeah, it wasn't enough to keep their families fed and or my family as well. So we're just looking online, social media wise, and all of a sudden I started seeing doctors using BibBoards as a face mask, snap and hook. And so you can see here, this is BibBoards. So one of those kind of goes on, like Brave Like Gabe is what this one says, but they started taking these and applying them and wearing on a hat and hooking the face mask around the hook because they were having raw ears, Kevin. And I said, wow, that's really cool. And I looked at it and I said, well, and then I typed in a hashtag @raw ears on Twitter, and all of a sudden this is a real thing, and it's everywhere. Yeah. Nurses, doctors, veterinarians, Amazon workers, warehouse facility people, dentists. And so on Thursday of last week, I built a website and called it 4 Ears, Face Mask, Snap, and Hooks. It blew up.
Yeah, so really interesting. So the original product was for athletes to adhere their race bib numbers to their shirts without puncturing with the safety pin, right? You got this sustainable product that doesn't puncture the athletic t-shirts, right? And that kind of stuff. So great original product, BibBoards. Now with COVID, we've seen these masks that are just digging into all these first responder faces and all the nurses and doctors, and like it's brutal. I can't thank them enough for what they're doing. They're at the front lines of this, but their ears were getting totally impacted by the elastic bands from these masks. So yeah, I saw the picture too. Like, here, just pivot, move your product, which is a super stable product, onto a headband kind of thing, and take that pressure off the ears. Like, really inventive, creative way to reuse your product. Like, great job on the pivot. I'm really proud of you guys. So how are things now? What's the day-to-day like now that you've got this new product essentially?
Yeah, you know what we started doing was we came up with a bunch of fun designs, and I started realizing that with each county, they're putting I don't know if it's demanding you to wear a mask, but they're really encouraging it. Not only here in California and in the East Bay, but all the way back to Florida, New York. So day to day, we launched some really cool, fun sayings. And I'd reached out to a guy whose his wife was building masks, and she was spending time sewing buttons. And the problem with buttons was she got tired at 100, and her hands were hurting. Yeah. And so he reached out to us. He said, "Hey, my wife was trying to give back. Can you donate some BibBoards?" And so we did. We donated to him. So he gave them to a bunch of doctors and nurses out in his community. Did some for his church as well. And Eric is the gentleman's name. So with all of these people trying to give back, and so the buttons have to stay on that headband. So when you go home to sanitize it, You can't customize them. It has to go in the wash. You can't wear anything else. Can't wear a hat now. And so what we started thinking is, let's make this available, customizable, brandable. They're easy to sanitize. And when we launched those new fun sayings like, we love our patients, super nurse, all these fun sayings. Now the ideas on social media are just, people are sharing it like crazy. The amount of shares is incredible.
Yeah.
I got an email from Dr. Zuckerberg this morning, Ed. He said because he wears glasses when he was a dentist, that if you wear glasses, also you can't wear them around your ears. And so he said,
Great solution.
wants to share it to the dental community too. So
yeah,
the day-to-day for us, we had a record day yesterday. Over 200 orders in a 24-hour period.
Awesome.
So we're now an essential business.
Yeah, that's so great.
I'm just so fortunate. This is awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Who would have thought? Yeah. Great story, Brian. So glad you guys are back to business. I know those couple weeks there in between where, what do you do? How do you sustain? Were really tough. But great story. I appreciate your time. I don't want to take any more of it because, like you said, you guys are cranking out the product, and now it's on the front lines of this fight for people who really need it. So good job, and thank you again for joining me. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you as well. I appreciate you taking the time as well.
Sure thing. BibBoards.com for your races that you're going to do in the fall, and for those frontline workers that need some ear protection from their face mask. Such a great pivot. Good story. See you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks. All right.